What's up, YouTube? Blaze here, and I'm back with another reaction video. Okay, so for today's video, I decided to do another reaction to another game reviewer. This time it's gonna be Max0r. Well, if I understand this correctly, I think Max0r has been doing this as about as long as the Russian Badger has. But here's what I'm going to be reacting to. I'm going to be basically doing his review of HellDivers 2. Which has got to be one of the best online multiplayer games we got so far. Even though things have been pretty wishy-washy with everything lately. But there is a lot of good news. And also, Max0r, like Russian Badger, is sponsored by Gamer Subs. So here we go. If you guys are ready, I know I am. Let's go!
Contains many certifiable thought crimes. HellDivers 2 is an amazing co-op shooter that plays exactly like No Man's Sky, except instead of exploring the cosmos, you die horribly in the Somme. Every copy of HellDivers 2 is personalized. Joel wanted me to fight 10,000 fire ants. In a universe where humanity is beset on all sides by curious wildlife and the actual Terminators, Super Earth, the galaxy's last and only bastion of managed democracy, sends its finest men, women, and children over 7 to liberate and spread freedom to the most
Okay, for those unaware, there's going to be a lot of bloopers featuring the old 1997 movie, I think. I think it was 97. Anyways, it's supposed to be based off of the movie. There's going to be some bloopers and some jokes based on Starship Troopers. Still, I kind of wish I saw that movie. I'll be good. As I'm a procrastinating moron on that waited too late. Now Netflix took it off. But enough about the self-criticism. Let's get back to it.
Horrifying hellscapes known to man, where war crimes are not only justified, but are necessary. We play as the HellDivers, humanity's finest in emancipation and friendly fire incidents. There's no need to worry about that last one because we are incredibly expendable. All across the galaxy, Liberty's enemies march ever closer. But through the power of teamwork, friendship, and 500-kilogram bombs, we will fight for freedom, for democracy, and most importantly, because it's really funny, dudes be like, HellDivers 2 is military propaganda.
Okay, before we go any further, the woman screaming in the background, one of the people that collabed with Max on this happens to be the VTuber Bow the Whale. So, if it's labeled as mentally ill woman, you'll understand that it's Bow.
My brother in Christ, it worked. Triple the defense budget.
Okay, also, that was the original song that was made by Jonathan Young called We Are the HellDivers. Still, that has to be one of my favorite reactions, despite the video not doing as well as I thought it would. But, never mind that. In fact, it was because of this video was what led me to the song in the first place, and me wanting to do a reaction to it.
The first thing you'll notice upon entering the SES Judge of Judgment is the incredibly stupid name. And yes, you are able to name it other things using the Wizard 101 naming scheme. Things like the Pride of Pride, Star of the Stars, Patriot of Patriotism, and my personal favorite, the Founding Father of Family Values, because this thing has a lot of violence in movies.
Insert Family Guy joke.
Oh, here you see me depicted as the Soy Wojak. The second thing you'll notice upon entering the bridge is the ongoing galactic war, and that we are currently fucking losing the galactic war.
Yeah.
Which is why we need to suit up with exactly 3 of our friends, and choose which planet is in vital need of the democratic process. If you don't have any friends, then I hope you can speak good Mandarin. I think I did something to make him mad. But to win the galactic war, we must first understand.
Either that, or the guy was pissed off from the get-go. Then again, you never know. Then I can understand why some people would have those kinds of issues.
In the Galactic War, we can ill afford another Malevelon Creek, which is why I'm going to go over each of the 2 fronts that are currently reducing us to smears across the galaxy. And I'm going to do it at difficulty 7 or above, which is coincidentally the perfect enlistment age. On the left side of the political spectrum, we have the Automaton Front, an enemy focusing on range tactics, heavy armor in slight excess, and an extremely high amount of explosive ordnance. So,
I think the game dev, whoever designed this, literally took inspiration from both the Galactic Empire in Star Wars and the old Terminator movies. I mean, has anyone ever played the game and not seen this? Seen the way the automatons look?
Oh, I'm out of here, guys, later. If that sounds a little bit intimidating, then don't worry. I haven't even gotten to the horde of angry chainsaws yet. Chainsaw Man reference goes in the video here. But talking about the Automaton Front is never complete without talking about the fucking Creek, or as it is known by our honored veterans, Space Vietnam. This goddamn planet has been single-handedly responsible for most of our casualties.
My leg!
Is this SpongeBob? And that is genuinely impressive, considering that 10 million men have already died in the Battle of the Madagascar Lemur. Those are considered rookie numbers, and we're already outpacing the Taiping Rebellion. In fact, every single military operation we conduct is in some way related to Malevelon Creek. And personally, I don't really see what all the hype is about. After all, it's just one planet. How important could one planet possibly be?
I am a human supremacist! Our supremacy will not end with this planet! I am a human! We will go interdimensional. We will unlock the secrets of the universe. God has laid them out like Christmas presents for his children.
Boot camp's got fucking weird recently.
I don't know why, but Alex Jones would have fit in there so well. Although, don't get me wrong, I am not a fan of Alex Jones by any means, for obvious reasons.
Malevelon Creek, and by extension, the rest of the front, is essentially an exercise in how much PTSD one man can possibly get. Their firepower is so overwhelming, so absolutely constant, that describing it as an endless retreat where you accidentally accomplish all of your objectives would be very generous, as it implies that I do the objectives.
Fucking shit!
This can occasionally push you into what we call unfortunate
it.
tactical positions, at which point your main options for survival are going to be watching your slower friends get burned to death in the Mekong.
Wow.
I will never unhear that scream.
Yeah, that was definitely Bao the Whale. Then I heard that Bao did a collab with Max. Yeah, she definitely nails the whole scream of a mentally ill woman. But then again, have you seen Bao's Twitter lately? Like, doesn't she ever give it a rest?
So yes, this planet may be what economists call a bad use of our human capital, but after dealing with several days of what I can only describe as angry forklift decommissioning. Oh shit, this motherfucker's not OSHA certified. You really need a step ladder for that, sir. Okay, kind of crazy, but I think there's a turret around this corner, guys. I fucking hate the creek. I can safely say that the attachment has become fucking personal. And honestly, I just want to see how many bodies one planet can hold. We lost Vietnam, we lost Afghanistan, and yes, we definitely lost America. So goddammit, I am not going to lose this shit to ones and zeros. God gave this galaxy to a non-binary species, and service guarantees gender affirmation. Fun facts about the bot front. Number 10, man urinates on fellow passenger for not being allowed to smoke. Number 9, if you happen to make the mistake of fighting here, you're quickly going to realize that most of our forces are Chinese, each one taking glorious revenge against the steel plants they work in. Very auspicious behavior. And conversely, we Guilo have been sent by our barbarian prince to fight the hordes of angry roaches, for it is the God-given right of the defense lobby to remind the bugs that it is man who is made in God's image. Really can't wait to die on fucking, legally distinct Klendathu. The Terminid front, sorry, the Terminid population problem is a wide assortment of increasingly horrifying demons, each one abandoned by their creators in completely different ways. My guy's got a bad case of the rigor mortis. We've got small bugs, big bugs, immortal bugs, bugs that function as artillery, and of course, the bugs that stalk you at night. Thankfully for us though, Napalm is an equal opportunity employer, and a lot of positions are open right now. That is to say, once you start fighting the bugs, you do not stop for about 40 minutes or so, because they just spawned a battalion from the ground like the goddamn Viet Cong for the 3rd time in a row, and I do not have enough raid for this shit. Good fucking throw, dude. I just McDonald's, guys. I'm just a level 1 goblin. It's literally my birthday. I'm a little birthday boy. And do you want to know the worst part about this war? We, don't really know how they move between planets.
I kind of suspect it's because of the gloom. That foggy spore stuff. The foggy spore stuff that appears at the very edge of the Terminid front. If I had to make a guess, as those spores are released and it causes mutations and causes the bugs to appear. Also, well, the Terminids and the automatons are the least of the problems right now. Now, because Arrowhead decided to bring back an oldie but a goodie from the first HellDivers game, the Illuminate, or as some people like to call them, the Squids. Which is even worse.
And I don't think they have what you would call a plan. Rather, the Terminids simply appear in places they wish to eviscerate. Kind of like a Whole Foods. So, you can imagine my shock when I learned that those white bitches were trying to gentrify the moon. They are ruining the amazing local culture of, California.
Most accurate description of California ever. No joke.
I hope it's becoming obvious that fighting these things under normal circumstances is what we call, same-day shipping to God. What the fuck? Fortunately for us though, we have access to a wide variety of unique and hilarious tools, which are only accessible via inputting a series of hand signs, informally known as airstrike jutsu. Whether it's little airstrikes, bigger airstrikes, biggest airstrike the engine can sustain, or airstrikes that specialize in killing everything except the enemy, there are so many bad guys with so much damage to be done that the most challenging part is keeping your team out of the blast radius.
I got 500 kilograms ready.
Stay down! Run! What have you fucking done? And yes, you do have to throw them, which means you can drop them, throw the wrong asset, and even attach them to enemies that are running into you. My personal favorite combination is definitely the napalm and chlorine gas, for when you really, really want your enemies to feel pain.
Yeah.
Inside and out. We also offer a gluten-free variety. Now, of course, airstrikes aren't the only thing we can deliver. just most of them, because here at the Defense Department, we take care to provide, why can't I say words? A wide array of support tools. And by support tools, I mean the machine gun, which are crucial and necessary for fighting, literally anything. We've got flamethrowers, jetpacks, automatic lasers that demand human sacrifice, average American police taser.
That's the one bad thing about laser-based weapons in this game, is they have a tendency to damage anything and everyone around it within the blast range. It's literally that bad. Take it from me, as someone who's been a veteran in and out of the Galactic War.
With unlimited ammo, automatic targeting, and a vendetta against teammates. For when you really hate everything in a general direction, railguns that encourage you to fire volleys like Napoleonic line infantry. It also has two fire modes called Safe Mode and Unsafe Mode.
Yeah, they actually... From what I understand, I tried this a while back and it was clearly obvious that the devs fixed it so it doesn't cause a volatile explosion, killing you in the process. It does still cause a lot of damage though, but the backfire is not as bad as it used to be. Although, I don't know how many people actually want to blow themselves up like that.
And of course, the giant death robots that randomly explode sometimes. That is the last time I buy a fucking Tesla. My personal favorite strategy involves everyone giving their mechs to the designated disabled man, who will proceed to stay inside of 6 different wheelchairs for 40 minutes. And as a caveat, we force him to crawl on the ground between mechs for immersion reasons. But honestly, all of these fantastic tools absolutely pale in comparison to the fast and convenient resupply of GamerSup's energy drinks, here to give you a fantastic boost to your gaming abilities, which, if you want to win this battle, I will now expect of you. We in the Chinese are not going to be taking back Osto 2 on 8 hours of sleep, but they did also release a sleep aid. In case somebody gives you too much energy. How am I getting away with this shit? GamerSupps comes in many different flavors, such as guacamole.
Well, if GamerSupps was cool with the way Russian Badger did things, I'm pretty sure they were cool with the way Max does things.
GamerFart 9000, Grandpa's Ashes, and good. It's just good.
If I remember right, I think good is Moist Critical's flavor at GamerSupps. I would get it myself, but I need to buy a shaker first.
At the low price of 40 cents per stratagem, which is literally cheaper than the dirt I am dying over. I went to Amazon and checked. So if you are still watching this video somehow, and God bless you if you are, you can have GamerSupps delivered with 10% off by opening the description and clicking the special stratagem code. What else do we have? We have sentry guns, in case you really don't want to play the game, as well as a strange amount of primaries that are child safe. Can't wait for the devs to nerf this one and say some shit like, sorry, HellDivers, Command sent us rigatoni instead of railgun shells. Now, in this kind of environment with this many fireworks, casualties are not just expected, they are required.
Yeah.
You don't really get to 12 million by being an easy game, which is why, upon the occurrence of my teammate's tragic passing, I will gain the ability to replace my friends with a legally distinct HellDiver, ready to fight and die for the worst planets you have ever seen. Like my brother in Christ, you are fighting over the Arizona iced tea world. Missions in this game are usually comprised of exploring new and fantastic worlds, and then building a Walmart supercenter on them. Local residents be damned. To that end, we have a great diversity of missions, like geological surveys, rescuing civilians who move their heads like confused avians. He's like a chicken! Spreading industrial amounts of carcinogenic gas, and launching the fucking nuclear missile. We did it, Patrick. We saved Istanu, along with a myriad of side objectives, which usually boil down to, killing everything that moves. And occasionally, loading a gun that will do it for you. We don't really talk about the Eradicate missions because they tend to play themselves, all in service to liberate a planet by an astounding 0.0003%. This isn't a fucking charity, alright? Reach 100% liberation, and lose all of it, the very next day. I am currently reporting to you from the 5th Siege of Hellfire. Planets in HellDivers also have a unique blend of beautiful environments, like the Heaven planet, where it is impossible to escape God's light, the Constant Meteor Storm planet, where it is illegal to stand still, the Fire Tornado planet, the weird fucking animal planet. I'm going to call you Genghis Shinglesbringer, and the planet that, before it was removed from the game, randomized your airstrikes, which made the process of calling a resupply much more interesting. Please put this back in the game. Look.
Okay, I doubt they'll ever do that, mainly because, well, one, I think the last thing the devs would want is a bunch of gamers rage quitting just because they don't know what kind of drop they're going to get, whether it's a resupply, a support weapon, or even worse, orbital or airstrikes. Take your pick.
Look, HellDivers is a game that gives you a lot of tools, and a lot of places to use them. So honestly, the task of describing it all to you is, not my fucking job. The developers are literally adding things faster than I can show them to you. I began making this video before Mechs existed. So inevitably, when the day comes that Arrowhead adds the secret third faction that we don't legally know anything about, I guess I'll be making a video about it. As long as this one gets views.
Subscribe or else I'll kill you. Kinda makes me wonder when Max is gonna make the next one. I'm not the only one hoping for that, right?
Overall, HellDivers 2 is an absolute chaotic mess, where every mission begins and ends with the assumption that we are not going to make it. And yet, somehow, some way, I still find a way to disappoint my friends. Some may consider it difficult, while others may consider it fucking bullshit. But personally, surviving against all odds in the face of complete, absolute absurdity is a big reason that I still love this game, no matter how many game-breaking bugs they introduce. Sorry HellDivers, this gun's accuracy rating is so high that it causes integer overflow. And with the Galactic War still ongoing, our story of spreading managed democracy has only just begun. We have the ships, we have the weapons, we need soldiers. Soldiers like the angry Chinese guy. Service guarantees affordable healthcare. They'll keep fighting, and they'll win. As long as the bug front plays the game today. On a more personal note, the Ministry of Truth extends its gratitude to all of its very kind patrons, enabling and financing our propaganda on a truly galactic scale. Your money is being put to excellent use, making only the funniest and most original content. Anyways, time to report to my execution now.
So, that was fun. If any of you guys want to see me make more content like this, please leave a like, drop a comment down below. Oh, and also please feel free to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get notified on when I post new videos. I definitely might make more stuff like this in the future. Also, I am going live tomorrow. Oh, at 3 p.m. Pacific time. I hope to catch you guys there. Here on YouTube. You can also find me on social media. I'll leave all my links along with the original video in the description below. Until next time, see ya.